Joining us for an in-studio visit is Warning Coordination Meteorologist Mike Moritz of the National Weather Service in Hastings. Mike, what has you in the area?
It all started with Gothenburg. The kindergarten class invited me out to talk about the weather. I've done it now for a few years, and we just have a great time learning about how weather observations are taking. You know, they are sharp kids. They know the weather, and they're enjoying this nice weather we've had too. That's been good. And then I thought, I'm also speaking at the Natural Resource District meetings in the area. So we're going to talk about my long-term outlook, which of course we hope everyone forgets because it's never right, but they keep asking me back for some reason. But, you know, the Natural Resource District, the Central Platte, we have actually a pretty good relationship with them here at the National Weather Service because we help them with their prescribed burns of the wetlands and other land that they do. And we also work with them closely on the ice jams that impact the Platte River. So it's been a great trip, and I'm glad to be here at KRVN.
You talked about the mild weather. It's been very mild, helping to make these winter months feel even shorter. Where do you think it ranks for just how unusually warm it is?
Weather's like baseball stats. You can come up with any little stat you want, but I'm going to throw a few at you here. So when you talk about North Platte, since December 1st, it's been the third warmest on average, and their records go back to 1874. The average high temperature since December 1st, 51 degrees.
Amazing.
That's amazing, isn't it? That's incredible. That's like every day being the middle of March. Only 1.5 inches of snow for the season there. Grand Island on the eastern side, third warmest since December 1st for high temperature at 45 degrees, seventh warmest overall, only about 6 inches of snow. The other thing, too, is remember what happened before the winter. The fall was very warm. September through December, fourth warmest on record in Grand Island. And that's a pretty amazing stat. But then when you throw in the fact that 2021, 2023, and 2024 were all as warm or warmer, we've just had an incredible stretch of warm weather for fall and winter in the last couple years.
And that's added to the fire weather concerns. They are increasing. People asking, can we expect any meaningful precipitation soon?
Yeah, you keep looking out in that 1 to 2 to 3 week period, and those of us who are weather watchers, we know that those are challenging times to predict. Right now, the best chance, and that's not a great chance, is from the 19th through the 22nd of February. The pattern does look a little more active through the Central Plains. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that it looks pretty solid in the eastern Corn Belt, and it looks pretty solid in the northern plains, the Dakotas and Minnesota. It might be one of these deals where the system comes over us, but a lot of the precipitation ends up further east and north. I'll also say it's going to be very warm for the next week. Even though it's not 75 degrees, it's still going to be in the 50s and the 60s. Next Sunday and Monday, very warm with that system. A lot of wind. I can't go on the record as saying we're going to get much moisture, but I know the wind's coming. It's still going to be warm. We're just going to hope for the best.
We're talking right now with Mike Moritz of the Hastings National Weather Service, getting the latest in upcoming weather trends. Mike, how would you describe what we are seeing for a current weather pattern? Also, could it still pack a punch of winter-like weather? Because we do have memories of 5 years ago when it got down to 30 below in February.
Yeah, I think we kind of anticipated that might happen earlier in the year with La Nina. We expect La Nina a couple things. One, we expect it probably to be drier, and that has been the case. There are some outlier La Nina years that have been a little snowier, but in general it's drier with La Nina. The second thing is La Nina loves to bring like ups and downs. Gets very warm, gets very cold, and then you see that late season cold in February or maybe even leaning into March. Now, the current models don't really suggest any of that late season cold. So La Nina is waning right now. It's pretty much gone. If not now, it will be gone shortly. What's going to happen is by the summer, now we're talking 5 to 6 months out, it'll be replaced by potentially El Nino, a weak El Nino. In the interim, though, there's going to be like a hangover of dryness. There's going to be a hangover of these warmer temperatures. By the time we get to the summer, though, I do anticipate that the weather pattern will be better and it will be more moisture. There's better chances for rain during the summer. Typically, El Ninos are a touch cooler in the summer, too. So those might be some things to look for as we look really, really long term.
Potentially some good news for local producers expecting some rain during that key time.
The short term is not good. You know, it's not saying it's not going to rain or it's not even going to snow, because remember last year we had 2 blizzards in March plus 5 80-degree days, and then it didn't rain through May. I think going into the summer especially, we can have at least a little bit of optimism of a little bit better general rain pattern.
Severe weather season not too far off. National Weather Service, are they once again hosting those severe weather talks? And if someone goes to them, what can they expect?
Well, you can expect to learn about a lot of different kinds of weather, obviously severe weather, tornadoes, all kinds of things like that, how to report. In our severe weather talk done by the Hastings office, we're going to do a little section on telling the difference between real and AI pictures, which we're seeing a lot more submissions of pictures. It's hard for us to tell, is that a real hailstone? Is that what really happened? We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're not experts at it. We know that other people see these things and wonder, is that real? So we'll give them a few tips of what they can look at. I'll mention a couple things. The North Platte Weather Office is starting early. They're going as early as February 17th this year, so starting very soon. At the Hastings Weather Office, we start on March 5th. We'll get that schedule online pretty quick, but we're looking forward to coming out and visiting with the folks.
Getting a little spring fever over at the North Platte office already.
Yeah, well, this warm weather, it hasn't even been winter yet, so.
Well, thank you very much for stopping by and joining us, Mike.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Warning Coordination Meteorologist Mike Moritz of the National Weather Service in Hastings, talking about our current weather trends. For more on the weather in your location, you can check the social media for the National Weather Service offices in Hastings, North Platte, Goodland, and Valley Omaha. For KRVN, I'm Paul Perkins.